Since 1875, Liberty Fabrics have been the standard for fabric excellence, and I was finally here. We headed on up to the third floor for the dress fabrics and haberdashery. So excited, I can hardly believe it. Ooh, some satin. Ooh, crepe de chine. Ooh, beauty and chaos. These seem to be the more reasonably priced yardage at $27.50. The silks over here, which are absolutely gorgeous, are 65 pounds a meter, which isn't bad because it is more than a yard, and these are 60 inches wide. I'm totally loving this one. It's just so absolutely gorgeous. This may have to come out a couple of meters. We'll see. I'm going to keep looking because I just walked in. So there's a lot to look at. These are some of the displays. They're fabrics, which I'm totally loving. And I think they're just draped. They're just gorgeous. Oh, tana lawn cotton, which is just an exquisite fabric. And these are definitely looking like my style. Prints, colors, this one too. And I found some more down here. Really beautiful. Oh, this fabric. I wish you guys could feel this because it's just like the softest, silkiest cotton ever. Absolutely exquisite. This crepe de chine, 65 meter, which is still seems like a good price for this gorgeous fabric. Look at the drape of this. Oh, just delightful. Oh, these are beautiful with the peacock feathers. Moving into the haberdashery room where the patterns and sewing notions were, there were also plenty of other needle crafts like tapestry and embroidery, even quilting projects, and much, much more. These are crepe de chine, and the crepe de chine that's up on this floor is on sale for £29.95 a yard. So it's actually just a little bit more than the full price tana lawn that's 100% cotton downstairs. And this one's very pretty. So I might have to buy, I don't know. I'm still deciding. There's just so many options. It's hard to figure it all out. And these are all rolled right side to the inside. So it's really hard to see what we've got here. Also have all these pre-cut yardages that are just in bags of, I guess, what they had left that there wasn't enough. And I found some of the silk satin in here, which is really beautiful, but I don't know if I love that enough. It's about 30 pounds a meter or so. That's 3 meters. So 90 pounds for that. And I don't love this much as I love the really expensive one. So maybe I'll just wait. See. So this is the view through this fantastic skylight right in the middle of the store. And downstairs you can see all the gorgeous tana lawn that is available, and I'm going to wander around and make some selections. So after I made a whole tour of the store, I decided to start on the sale floor up on the 4th floor to see if there was anything that I could find that I really wanted, because obviously the prices were much better up there. Everything was about half price of what the 3rd floor prices were for the same types of fabrics. So I found this gorgeous, I think it's kind of kaleidoscope, that's how I think of this. I did show y'all this in the video. This is not the crepe de chine version though. This is the lawn. So it is, let me show you the right side because that's the one that really matters. So it's this gorgeous 100% cotton lawn. It is very brightly colored. It is the most gorgeous hand on this fabric. Like, you can just see how beautiful it drapes. And it's super, super lightweight, but very, very soft. It's a fine weave. I mean, I absolutely love this fabric. It was, I've got the receipt in here. It was £17.95 a meter. So I ended up getting 3 meters of this one, which I think was a really good deal. It came to a total of $53.85. This is all pounds. I will put the conversion into dollars on on the screen so y'all can see how much that costs, because I can't do that math in my head right now. Plus, it's been a little bit of time since I bought these. Now, when I bought this fabric, I got 3 meters because I knew that I wanted to make a dress out of it. And lately I've just kind of been feeling more dresses, and it's so pretty. I wish you guys could like touch it, because this is fabulous fabric. And lately I've kind of gotten into some different indie patterns, and I found this pattern by Soho 7. This is the Sauvie Sundress pattern, and I think it would be absolutely gorgeous in this fabric. Now the good news is that I can wear, I'm kind of between a 12 and a 14 in their sizing, and if I look at the width of the fabric for 60 inches wide, I believe I can do it in the 3 meters that I have. So that is the good news about that. And I just think it's a really pretty dress for summer. It's still hot down here in Texas. Today, we had a cool front and the temperatures all dropped down into the mid 90s. So that's a break for us, but probably not as cool as other places in the country, but it's still summer down here in Texas. Now, the other fabric that I found that I really liked is this. This is Poplin. So it's a little bit stiffer than the lawn. And if you look closely, let's see if I can hold this up, you can see that it's little boats and ships and like little V-shaped seagulls. And I got this to make a shirt for Dan, my boyfriend, for Christmas. And how much did I get of this? I got 2 meters of this. This was one of the pieces that was in those pre-cut plastic folded envelopes that I showed you in the bins on tables. So I didn't really have an option of how much I purchased. It was already pre-cut and, you know, folded nicely. And so with this one, it was £9.95 a meter. So that came to $19.90 total for the 2 meters that I got, which is probably a little bit more than I need, but I'm gonna make a long sleeve shirt, maybe put some pockets on it. And I don't know, if there's some left over, I'll do something else with it. I'll share that with you at a later point in time. So the thing about Liberty is that up on the 4th floor, when it's sale fabric, they just kind of fold it up and put it in a bag, and then you pay for it up on that floor. Now, when you come back down to the 3rd floor, then they package all your fabric in these really pretty little Liberty envelopes with little seals on them, and it's very official looking, and they're just really pretty. And it's kind of fun that all my fabric is in these little individually wrapped baggies. So I had a good time with that. I actually kind of opened them to show Grandma when I got back, but let me open them officially and share them with you today. Now I have to figure out which one's which, because some of them I did not get as much as others. Okay, so let's start out with this one. This is the Retro Flow, and I absolutely love this fabric. It was on a lower table, so when you walked around the perimeter of the floor, that, you know, you could look down into the lower floors, there was like a little table there along the side next to the railing, and it just had a bunch of bolts of fabric, and this was some of the fabric that was on that bolt. Now, when I grabbed it, it seemed like there was plenty of fabric, but it was 2 different pieces that were left. So one of these was 0.9 meters, which is probably pretty close to a yard, and the other was 0.7. And initially, I really thought about, should I buy this, should I not buy this? Because what was I going to be able to make with it? But then I figured, you know what? If I make a dress or a cute top, or I can make a top and a skirt, then probably the piecing wouldn't matter so much. So fingers crossed that's actually what's going to happen. But I just absolutely love this kind of retro print. This is also 100% cotton lawn. Liberty is famous for their tana lawn. I don't know if it's tana or tana lawn. Might be tana lawn since they're British. I don't know. But you can just see how gorgeous this is. It's a little bit sheer, but it's just lightweight. And I made a dress out of lawn with some fabric that I got at Leo 9 last year, and I absolutely love it. It is one of my favorite dresses. And so I just decided to get more lawn when I was in London, because this is not something that we have here. Most of 100% cotton fabrics are all quilting cottons, and they're just stiffer, and they just don't have the fluidity of these. I mean, you can see just like the other one, it's just got this gorgeous drape, and it feels like sateen. So it just feels really smooth and soft, and it's so nice, and it's kind of hard to believe it's cotton because it's just such high quality fabric. So this one was regular priced, and most of the lawns on the 3rd floor were priced at $27.50 per meter. So this one was 0.9, so that was a little bit less. It was $26.96 for the 0.9 meters that I got. And then the other piece is 0.7 meters, which, you know, it's still not, like when the lady pulled it out, she was like, oh, what do you think? And I was like, okay. So I'm still a little nervous that I might not have gotten enough fabric, but it is really wide. So that's the other thing. It's not, I'm showing you the wrong side. But it is a nice width on the fabric. And oh my God, look how gorgeous this is. Like, don't you guys just love this? I couldn't resist. They had another colorway, which was all like blues and aquas, which was really, really beautiful. But I love hot pink and purple and orange and red together. So I went with this one, even though, you know, it's the 2 different cuts, but I think I'm going to be okay. Looking at them now unfolded, that's what she did when we took them off the bolt, and I thought, you know, I think it's going to work. Plus, I did find a pattern that I really liked that was on sale. Was it on sale? No, it wasn't on sale, but it didn't matter because I really liked it. So this is the Fira Dress and top from Lisel Co. And I think that the V-neck would work really well in this pattern because I want something that's not going to break up the actual pattern, where if you have a lot of style lines, it's going to, you know, you have a lot of seams and then the pattern's not going to match. Not a fan of that. I do match patterns when needed, but with this kind of a thing, I was thinking, oh, you know, it'll look so pretty. And I don't know if maybe, just maybe, I can make the dress. We'll see. I'm not sure what size I am. I just got these in the mail today. This is the other one that I got. So this is a contender as well because it's definitely more flowy, and I think it would look really cool and very kind of retro in this print. So picture that. Yes. Let me know what you think. If you think I should go with the flowy sleeve top or maybe see if the dress works. We'll see. I'm trying to see if I think I'm a 12 in this size, and then let's see how much fabric we need. It says 1.5 yards for the dress, so maybe, I don't know. We might have enough between the yoke and then the length. It's going to just depend on how much the length is, because there is a yoke on the shoulders and on the back. So these are the 2 patterns I was thinking of when I spotted them, and I was like, oh, that might work. So that's a possibility. Let's move on. So in total, those 2 fabrics came to about 48 pounds. Those 2 cuts of the same fabric. Moving on, we have, this one was, okay, this is another one that was just under a meter. And so I really, really, really like this one. And so I got it. This is 0.9 meters as well, but this fabric was just so beautiful, and I think this would be a beautiful top as well, and either of those patterns would probably work. So you can see the gorgeousness of this one. There we go. So it's really pretty, and I don't know if she gave me enough of this one looking at it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So now you can see how pretty it is. It's another lawn. Like I said, Liberty's famous, and I just absolutely love this one with the purples and the pinks. And I think it's enough to make a top. So we shall see which top it becomes, but this is something that I definitely wanted to start working on sooner rather than later, since, you know, it's still warm here in Texas. And, you know, short sleeves are still good. So moving on to one of the fabrics that I really like, that I actually there was plenty on the bolt to actually buy. This is called, I don't know, it's Jungle something. And it is just really beautiful too. So that is the fabric. And once again, lawn. I did get 3 meters of this because I don't know what, I mean, I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's such a fun, tropical, summery kind of print. And, you know, this is the kind of thing that you can wear spring, summer, and into the fall here in Texas. So I just thought it was fun, and it was colorful, and it was so pretty, and I just absolutely loved it. So thankfully I got 3 meters of that. That came to 82 pounds 50. It was also 27.50 a yard. And I'm thinking about making this Wildwood wrap dress from Sew House 7. You can see it there. And it's just a really beautiful classic dress. I do have enough to make this because they're two different versions. This is the shorter sleeve one, and then they have one that has a little bit longer sleeve with a cuff on it. So we might go with that one. We shall see. Once again, I want something where I didn't have to cut up the fabric with a lot of style lines, because when you've got fabric this gorgeous, it can speak for itself. So that's the last lawn that I got, and I hope you guys think it's as gorgeous as I do. I think all my fabrics are beautiful, really. But I've got something very special coming up next. I'm saving the best for last. This was definitely the most expensive fabric I bought at Liberty, but I think you'll agree that it was quite spectacular. So I don't know if you placed any bets on whether or not I bought this, but I did show you this at the store, and I absolutely fell in love with this. This was one of the very first fabrics I saw when I walked into the fabric department, and I really wasn't sure if I was going to spend the money until I really looked around the whole store. And then I decided, you know what? It's my birthday. It's going to be my birthday present to me, and it's worth it. Now, this fabric cost 65 pounds a meter, so 2 meters came to a total of 130 pounds. But when you think about it, to buy a dress in fabric this gorgeous would definitely be a lot more than that. And I don't really shop for clothes anymore. I prefer to shop for fabric and then make clothes that I will love and that fit me perfectly. It's definitely the better way to go. So this is 100% silk satin. It is not a fabric I usually sew with. Y'all know I'm always sewing with cotton, or primarily cotton and cotton blends on this. So silk is definitely its own kind of animal. It is satin, which tends to move around a lot more. So I'm a little bit nervous about sewing with this, but it's just so gorgeous and I loved it so much. And there wasn't a whole lot of it left. So it wasn't the kind of thing where I'm like, oh, I'll think about it. Maybe I'll get it next year if I go back to London and visit my friends. I just decided to pull the trigger and get it. And I didn't have anything specific in mind. I knew I wanted to make a dress, but I didn't have a pattern in particular. But this just really, I mean, it's screaming out to be a dress. So I did eventually find a pattern just last month. When I was in Louisiana, I found this dress by the Avid Seamstress, which is another indie pattern company. They're actually out of the UK, which is kind of cool. And I kind of like that my fabric's from the UK and the pattern's from the UK. And this is one version with an elastic waist. I would make the other version, which does not have the waistband, because I want this fabric to just be the star of the show. Plus, the waist is probably going to be more my natural waist. I like things to sit lower. That's a problem. Easier to just omit it. Now, it's kind of tricky because the pattern calls for 2.1 meters of fabric. And because this is a directional print, I have to lay everything out perfectly, but I think I can make it work. There are pockets for this dress, which I am not going to put in because I don't think you need pockets in this dress. I think a clutch would be more appropriate and look fancier. This is something that if I make this, I would definitely wear this to the opera one night when Anna and I go this season. So that is definitely that's my idea now that I found this pattern. And then the other thing is, obviously there's a neck facing. I can cut that out in the wrong direction. Like that doesn't have to be the right direction because it's not going to be seen by anybody except me. And if needed, I can always shorten the sleeves a tiny bit. You know, that's always a possibility too, to make it all work. But I think I can do it. So, you know, say a little prayer for me that this gets to happen, because I just think this would be incredible in this fabric. And I really love this fabric. It just makes me so happy. And it's a good weight to go into fall. Plus with the orangey kind of trees, it kind of looks like it's going into the fall. And I just love the design. So let me know what you think, if you love it as much as I do. And I will put all of the pattern information that I mentioned today down in the description below, so y'all can check it out if you want to check out some of these patterns. I did sign up for, you know, the email list for all these different pattern companies to be aware of the sales. The patterns are generally about like $18 to like $24 each. But, you know, I like to support indie pattern makers, especially when I really like their designs. So we'll see how this all turns out. These are some things I'm thinking about sewing in the upcoming months, just because they will fit as I'm continuing to pull off some weight. And, you know, I haven't sewn in a while. My confidence is kind of lagging a little bit, but just using fabrics that you love when you sew automatically builds your confidence, because you're happy and you're sewing something that's beautiful to look at. And trust me on that, okay? So coming up next, I've got another fabulous fabric haul video that you totally want to check out. I'll see you over there.